Okay, we're ready to get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wellevate's feature release webinar. Before I turn things over to your host, Dr. Jacqueline Chassie, I wanted to thank you on behalf of the entire Wellevate team for taking the time out of your day to have a look at some exciting improvements we've made to the platform. It's through a combination of your feedback and our commitment to innovation that we are able to demonstrate the new recommendation builder functionality you'll see today and review some other key innovations we've delivered this year. And so, without further ado, it's my pleasure to turn it over to Dr. Chassie.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brooke. I'm Dr. Jacqueline Chassie. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I've been in practice for about 13 years now, and I've been a Wellevate user since its inception. So I actually do use Wellevate within my own practice. In addition to that, I serve as the Vice President of Medical Education and Wellevate at Emerson Ecologics. So I have the opportunity to take the feedback I hear from all of you in the field and help to bring it to our team to help them design and develop Wellevate to really be the most useful tool possible for your practice. So today on the agenda, we're going to go through some of the quick highlight the benefits of Wellevate. We'll share a little bit about how it's a complete dispensary solution for you, how Wellevate works for your practice, and then we're going to spend some time just briefly reviewing all the new features that have come out this year. We've done quite a lot this year. And then I'm going to jump into our recommendation builder demo for you. If you have questions, please feel free to enter them into the chat box. At the end of the presentation today, I'll go through those questions and answer anything that I possibly can. So just a couple things to frame it up. Working with Emerson Ecologics and Wellevate, you're really working with the industry leader. We've actually been distributing professional quality supplements for nearly 40 years now, starting with Joe Emerson, early on and out of his garage, and now coming to a full FDA audited facility. So really have come a long way delivering these 325 brands. We hold these all in stock and they're ready to ship. We feature important brands like Thorne, Euromedica, Metagenics, Pure Encapsulations, Designs for Health, and many, many more. Another benefit of Emerson and Wellevate is it's backed by quality. I'm so personally proud of the team who puts the effort into the Emerson Quality Program, or the EQP. This includes everything from document audits of the brands that we carry up through enhanced testing that we do through our own independent qualified labs to make sure that the quality exceeds the FDA requirements and that brands meet label claim and they've got clean products available for you and your patients. Also, Wellevate handles sales tax. With Wellevate, sales tax is collected and remitted for you. So there's no extra administrative burden if you choose to use Wellevate. You don't need to handle sales tax. We cover that for you. And then lastly, we hear this over and over again from our customers, both practitioners and patients, just the benefit of the superior customer support and the concierge service that's provided by our team. Actually, when we surveyed patients, 95% of patients said they'd recommend Wellevate to a friend. So patients really love it. If there's any questions that come up, our team can handle it from start to finish and really relieve any kind of burden that might come on to you or your team in your clinic handling your patients' questions. Now, when you work with Wellevate, you really are able to partner with us to have a full and complete dispensary solution where your in-office needs can be met by Emerson Ecologics. You can stock your physical dispensary for your in-office sales, or you can use Emerson Ecologics website to drop ship to patients' homes. And then you have the online option with Wellevate, where your patients can shop your Wellevate online dispensary, or they can download the patient app for anytime, anywhere access to the products that you trust most. So you really have an ability to have a full service dispensary in your clinic through partnering with Emerson Ecologics and Wellevate. Now, I do want to take a minute to just highlight, because this year has been a really big year for innovation on Wellevate. First, we launched a patient app this year for iOS, and we have an Android version coming out in the next few weeks. We're very excited about that, and we've gotten great patient feedback. We've streamlined the practitioner dashboard to support a smoother workflow for you. Also, we give your patients control over their auto refill, so they can set up, they can pause or skip shipments, they can change the order frequency, so they can self-manage their auto refills. We also launched a new product search. It's got a big upgrade, and it's now fed by the same search as Emerson Ecologics. So that makes it much easier for the large number of practitioners who are using both platforms because we have the same search from platform to platform. As the years gone on, also we've continued to deliver on our mission of value-added content by adding over 20 thought leader protocols to our protocol library. So we add new thought leader protocols every other week now, and this has become one of the most popular features within Wellevate. And then finally, we just launched our new and improved recommendation builder. So I'm very excited to show that to you today. So let's go ahead and dive in. So when you first log into Wellevate, you'll be landed on this patient dashboard. And today we're going to kick this off by creating a new recommendation so you can see that new workflow from start to finish. So we'll start here on the dashboard by clicking New Recommendation. Now you have the option, first of all, to name your recommendation. So this is only used for the practitioner. Your patients don't see this, but you have a way to name this so that you can see it in a list of recommendations. So some practitioners like to start with a condition or a concern. I usually start with the patient's last name, and then I'll enter a few words to describe the nature of the recommendation. So let's say, for example, I might put, I'm going to use Brooke here, my lovely colleague. And name it GI support. Okay. So then here, you want to select the patient you're going to be sending the recommendation to. Now, if it's a current patient, you can find them by just starting to type their name, and it will drop down and show you any patients that match. So I can do this here and select her name. Or you also could add a new patient here. And when you do that, you just type in first name, last name, and email, and you'll be able to add the patient just like you always have. In this case, I am going to start here with Brooke. Next, you can use the text field below your recommendation name to add any kind of description or a personal message or any other relevant info that you'd like to put in here. So I might say, hi, Brooke, it was nice to meet with you today. Blah, blah, blah. Let me know if you have any questions. Please review, the attachments and let me know if you have any questions that come up. Okay. Next, you can choose to add an attachment. So it's very easy. You add attachments from your own computer the way you do with most files and most applications. You actually can drag a file from like a Finder window into here, or you can browse, open up what you have. You can choose whichever file you want and then choose to attach it. So I'm just going to attach a screenshot here just to show you how that file upload works. And then it would be visible here for the patient. Okay, now you can save a recommendation at any time after you've added a patient. So it's a good idea, like if you get interrupted and you need to take a call or do anything to jump away from your screen, you can go ahead and save this as a draft. If you click Save as Draft, it will save this into your recommendations list. That way you can go ahead and access it and not lose anything. Wellevate will log you out after a period of inactivity, just like a bank would, because this might contain sensitive patient data. So it's one of our required protections. But you do want to make sure that you develop that habit of saving if you're going to be walking away from a recommendation. That way you won't lose them. And drafts can be easily seen on the recommendations page. In that case, you just reopen it and then you can continue to work. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add products to the recommendation. Now in this new recommendation tool, you have a lot of ways that you can search for and add products, never having to leave this recommendation view. So products can be added from the catalog here, from protocols that you've already created, you can see that link right here, or from a subset of products that you've shown as favorites. So let me go ahead and kind of show you those different examples. So if you choose to add a product from the catalog, it'll drop you into the product search. Now here, you can go ahead and type in whatever product you're looking for. You can see my favorites are showing up right here, so I could very quickly add from favorites. But let's say I'm looking for a multivitamin here. So let's say I'm going to be looking for basic nutrients 2 a day. So it pulls up the product. You're able to see the detail of the product if you click on it. And if you know that you want to add this, then you can go ahead and edit the dosage. Now, this dosage tool is something that I absolutely love. It's one of the most intuitive and comprehensive dosage tools I've seen, and it's one of my very favorite things about the platform. I think it's one of the biggest time savers. So in this case, this is a 2 a day, so I can go ahead and add, well, maybe I want to do 1 capsule twice per day on an ongoing basis with food. There's also a place here you can change the interval. You also, instead of ongoing, maybe it's an immune support product and you only want the patient on it for 3 weeks. You can actually say to take it only for 3 weeks. And then if there's notes that you really can't handle through the quick tool, there is a box here where you can type additional recommendations. You know, I could say eat with lentil crackers if I wanted to. You could put anything you want in here. And then one of the things that is really time saving is if you always dose the product this way, you can set this as the default dosage for the product. Now, anytime you use this product, this dosage will automatically be built in for you. You won't need to re-input it. You can always go in and edit if you want a different dosage for a patient. But if you're using the same types of products with the same types of dosing, this can be hugely time saving. You can also set up reorder reminders, which can tell the patient to reorder. In this case, every 30 days would be appropriate because that's when they'd run out. But you can change the frequency of the email reminder. And if you wanted, you could set an end date for those. And then also you can set it to apply to all of the items that come up in the recommendation. So once you set the dosage, you would then click add and close. Okay. So let's show you a couple other ways to add product. Now, when you open this up, you'll see at the top, you can also add from your favorites, which you're seeing right now, or you can add from protocols. This is a completely new feature. We're really excited about this. You have the ability to actually pull protocols into your recommendation, and you can pull multiple protocols now into your recommendation. So you have a couple of options. I mentioned this was for GI support earlier. So I looked at, Dr. Douglas Husband's small intestinal bowel rebalancing protocol. Now, if I want to take a look at this more in depth, I can click down and I can see all of the products that are in here along with the dosages. And I think that this protocol would be really good for Brooke. So if I click add protocol, it actually will pull all of those products and dosages into Brooke's protocol. You could see on the left-hand side here how they've added below. Okay. Maybe additionally, I want to add this flipped curve adrenal protocol. Again, you can click if you want to take a look at it. And yeah, I think this is actually going to be really nice for Brooke. Maybe not all of the products in here, but I do want her to have most. So I'm going to also add that protocol here. Now, when I go and click to view the recommendation, if any of these products really weren't a good fit for her, I can still go in and I can delete one very easily. You can see that just dropped off the protocol. Or you also can change the dosing. So let's say this Therabiotic Factor 6, I really do want her to use this product, but I don't like the dosage that was in that protocol. I can very easily click edit, and then I can click in here, and maybe I want her to take 2 capsules once per day instead of 1 twice per day. I can update that and close. So you can see here that you can really go ahead and make very custom recommendations here. So this is a really nice, quick, and easy way to add products. And you can see here, just by clicking that add product, you're able to add from the catalog, which I showed you first with that original search. You're able to add from protocols, which I showed you second. And you're able to add from your list of favorites, which are the default landing when you open up this section. Now, let's say you didn't know exactly what you wanted, but I knew I wanted like N-acetylcysteine. I can search for that here. And then you are able to filter your results on the left-hand side. So let's say I wanted to find a specific brand, but I didn't know what the product was exactly. I can click view all, and you could select a brand. Maybe I want the Designs for Health version. Or you could also look by dietary consideration. So say you needed something that you needed to be sure of being vegan. Let's see if there are any vegan options here. So you've got a couple of options there. So you can filter down the results to find exactly what you need, just like you can within the Emerson search there. So, here, remember, you can always, if you need to, you can always save your protocol or your recommendation as a draft if you need to. Okay. And then I want to show you also that you're able to go ahead and make a couple of additional changes from here. So I can't, there's one unavailable product in here. So it is telling me that I can't send or save this because one of them is currently out of stock. So if that does happen, you're able to go in there and change the recommendation. So let's go ahead and do that here. That was the Pure Paleo, which is showing it's just out here. So you can click replace and choose another product, but just for the sake of today, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So from here, I will go ahead and send. You also could save it as a protocol. So if you know you want to use this again, you can save it now, which is before you send the recommendation. Prior to that, you had to do it afterward. So now you can do it before, and that's nice and easy. So let's go ahead and send this recommendation to Brooke. So here you're able to see this new recommendation that I sent to Brooke. And this is going to be very easy for her to receive. She'll receive an email telling her that she's gotten a new recommendation. When she logs in, she'll be able to view everything that was in here. Okay. So at this point, you can also now go in to look at your recommendation list, and you're able now to view and edit recommendations. So you can do that very easily by clicking here, and you click View and Edit. This will pull up the recommendation, and let's say maybe I want to remove a couple of products from this. And let's say I want to also add a new product. In this case, I'm going to do a quick add of calcium, the calcium D-glucarate product. This dosage is fine, so I'm going to add it and close. So I removed a couple of products and I added a product. Now you can save the changes, and you can choose to either notify the patient of the changes, or if you unselect this box, then you won't send the patient an email about it. If I do choose to notify the patient and send, it gives me the opportunity to put a personal note in here that will come via email. I might say, please take a close look because there's new products and a couple of dosages changed. You can send without a summary, but I do recommend that you put in just some quick information to let the patient know what changes they can expect there. Okay. So before, if you wanted to add or remove a product, or you wanted to change the patient's dosing, you would have had to create a whole separate recommendation, really repeating the work that you had done prior. Now you can easily go in here and just modify, and it's very, very quick and easy to do. Okay, so we've sent that to Brooke. Now I do want to just go in here and show you one more thing here, that when I go to open this again, down at the bottom of the page, you can actually see this log of previous versions. So you can see this initial recommendation that I sent. And if you click down, you can go to view the complete version of that recommendation, the original one. But then you can also see this update that I sent, and it tells you what I did during that update. I removed the Candibactin products and added calcium D-glucarate. So I can very quickly see over time what I've done here. And this will save the last 5 versions of any patient's recommendation. If you realize you made a mistake, you can always go back to view and revert to an old version by resending it. So it's very, very easy. It allows you to really track the original date that you created a recommendation. You can track all of your updates, and you can also track the status of it, whether it's a draft or whether it was sent to a patient, etc. So really useful. So really that is showing you the new recommendation here. Let me just jump back to my PowerPoint presentation. And I'm really happy to answer any further questions. If you have additional questions or you need to take a closer look, you can go ahead and contact customer service. Our customer support line is listed here, or you can also go to support@wellevate.me, and they can give you fantastic hand-holding to really guide you through anything. But I'm really confident that with this new recommendation builder tool and the ability to edit recommendations, you're going to find it much easier and much faster to be able to go in and make recommendations for patients. We have seen that it's much easier for patients when practitioners build in the recommendations. So we want to make that as seamless and as easy as possible. When you log in, you're going to see this new dashboard and this new recommendation builder today. So we really hope you love it. We've sent it to some customers ahead of time and been able to really tweak it and refine it to be what we think is a really fantastic time-saving tool for you. Just a couple things to wrap with. Don't forget to, 1, use that recommendation tool. 2, consider building some protocols for common protocols you might use for different things to address. Like maybe you have some adrenal protocols that you like to use, or you have protocols for menstrual irregularity that you like to use. If you build those in, remember you can add by protocol now. So very easily you can add groups of products to a recommendation for patients. And then finally, the ability to go ahead and edit recommendations rather than having to start from scratch. And the last thing to remember is just the ability to save your preferred dosage for each product. So if you have products you use frequently, go ahead and check that box to save as your default dosage for that product. Again, really eliminating the need to even use that dosage recommendation tool. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're really excited about Wellevate and about this new release, and we hope you really like it. Have a great day.